Currently, there are no public plans to reintroduce S.H.I.E.L.D. into the MCU. At the time of recording this, there's only 2 episodes left of Secret Invasion, and I think it's less and less likely that we will see an appearance in those 2. However, Season 7 ended in such a way that their return is basically inevitable.
You should have gone for the head.
As we have many announced and upcoming projects, I thought it's a perfect time now to do a deep dive and have a look if these characters could return. Like the last video, I've got to say I'm not a very big comic reader, so if any of the information is wrong, then I apologize, but all of my information is coming from the fandom website based on 616 Universe. I'm trying to get some backstory in the comics to see if it's feasible that any of those stories could come back through in these projects that are upcoming that we don't know as much about. The reason I say the last video is because this is a part 2. I have made a part 1 where I go over 2023 projects. This will be strictly the 2024 projects. So if you're interested in my thoughts on those, go check it out. There'll be a link in the description. As of now, the first project we will be getting in 2024 is Deadpool. Now, I am very excited for this film. A lot of set photos are released currently, and it looks amazing. It's the whole story of Deadpool kills the Fox universe, which apparently plays off of Deadpool kills the Marvel universe, I think, in the comics, which is quite interesting. Now, me saying that, this film is definitely going to involve multiversal travel or some time elements, and that definitely means we could see a cameo from these characters. As of now, we've heard loads and loads of news about all the X-Men characters returning and some other characters from the Fox films, and not as many from other movies that were made by different studios. I think it's because they want to fully end the Fox universe and get that done with. Makes it less likely that we will see S.H.I.E.L.D, however, not impossible. Now, I'm a firm believer that S.H.I.E.L.D is still canon, however, most people do not, and if it is not canon, then I would love to see a cameo from them, and it's not completely impossible. It wouldn't have to be anything big, but if they're going through all these alternate universes that are Marvel, but not MCU, then they could just have them thrown in there as they pass through. They may even join the main characters, I don't know. If they do this, it would be such a great opportunity to bring in the Defenders characters, maybe Cloak and Dagger, maybe Runaways, and have all of those, because although they're meant to be part of the MCU canon, they never really were or addressed, and I think it'd be a good way to like close that out and make everyone know the canon. The new Captain America film is meant to be the next one after that, and in the comics, there is very limited interaction between this character and S.H.I.E.L.D, and any they do have involves Steve Rogers, which is basically impossible right now if they want to do a direct replica of the story. That doesn't make it impossible, because they could just adjust it. However, the only other tie they have in the comics is the fact that they are always involved with the infiltration of S.H.I.E.L.D, and that's something like Hydra taking over. Now, without the reintroduction of S.H.I.E.L.D. officially, they kind of cannot do any of those storylines. Now, I'm planning to do a video soon where I go through how S.H.I.E.L.D. could get introduced into the MCU once again and fully brought back in. However, right now, I don't see that happening before this movie comes out. The only other way I see them introducing S.H.I.E.L.D. into Captain America is with Mac and the Triskelion, purely because it's based in New York, and there could be government ties with that building after what happened, but it's a very, very far reach. Now, the next film is the Thunderbolts, and it's almost the exact same odds as the Captain America. There's like no tie-ins with them at all in the comics, really. Except sometimes the Thunderbolts try and gather intel and steal intel from S.H.I.E.L.D, but once again, kind of need them set up in the MCU for that to happen. Much like Captain America, we can maybe see S.H.I.E.L.D with the Triskelion, but again, it's a big reach, and I think if they were going to introduce it, releasing it to the government, it would have to come up in Captain America first, even if it was just a tiny detail, and it was like a background plot. It would come in that one first, so I don't think that's going to happen in this film, unfortunately. These last 3 projects are now all TV shows, however the next 2 are animated. So first up is Spider-Man Freshman Year. Now, I don't think we're going to see them at all. This show's meant to be a prequel to Tom Holland's Spider-Man, if I'm correct, and that would mean it would have to be like pre-2015, 2014. With that being the case, we're not going to see any of the newer versions from 2019, 2020 onward. However, we could see Coulson or Fury maybe, or at least a mention, throwaway line to them. There's not going to be much here, at all, really. The one following that is Marvel Zombies. However, that's not even set in the main MCU, so if we saw them in there, it would be really upsetting, because I want them in the main MCU myself. But we could maybe see the characters of Quake, Slingshot, which is Yo-Yo in the show, That would be quite interesting, but again, I think they're going to just stick to characters that everyone in the mainstream knows, which would just be Thor, Captain America, Iron Man, etc. I don't think we're going to see them in that show at all. Now, this final one is my most anticipated project from Marvel next year, and that is Daredevil Born Again. In the comics, from what I can see, there are no real ties to S.H.I.E.L.D, and I kind of didn't expect there to. He's very solo, he's on his own most of the time, and with that being a reboot, I think they're going to stick to that. I think they're going to keep him like that. So if we saw those S.H.I.E.L.D characters, it would be cool, but I'm not expecting it. And to be honest, I'm not really wanting that to happen, because I think Daredevil deserves his own show in the MCU that is fully canon, gets his own thing, and yeah, I'm excited whatever happens. Now, that's all the projects we're meant to be getting in 2024 so far that we know of. However, with the writer strikes and the acting strikes, we might not even see these. It's looking real bad right now. However, I am hopeful. Now, unfortunately, that is all I have for today. If you did go on to enjoy the video, please do me a favor and hit that like button. Subscribe if you're wanting to. And if you did not see that video that I made a few days back on S.H.I.E.L.D in 2023, make sure to check it out. It'll be linked on your screen, so just click that. That's all I got for now, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.